Blue has always given off this air of being the most intelligent color. It's in its characters, factions, and some would say even its gameplay. But is this really the truth? Considering you saw the title, you know where I stand. A strong statement, sure, but one that I believe needs to be talked about. This idea that blue is the color of intelligence is a damaging notion, one that discounts the capacity the other colors hold for this trait. In this video, I want to break apart your notions of intelligence and get you to think outside of the box in order to find the truth about intelligence, not just in terms of the color pie, but of what intelligence means to you and me.
If we all had exactly the same kind of mind and there was only one kind of intelligence, then we could teach everybody the same thing in the same way and assess them in the same way, and that would be fair. But once we realize that people have very different kinds of minds, then an education which treats everybody the same way is actually the most unfair education, because it picks out one kind of mind, which I call the law professor mind, somebody who's very linguistic and logical, and says, if you think like that, great. If you don't think like that, there's no room in the train for you.
Blue isn't the smartest color. It's a lie propagated by logical minds who cannot see past their own biases towards humanity's capacity to learn and understand. Intelligence is not some general ability tied to solving puzzles, doing math, or analyzing data. It can be wise, emotional, contextual, kinetic, natural, existential, and more. While intelligence is one of the most talked about subjects in psychology, no standard definition can truly be agreed upon. Some researchers have suggested that intelligence is a single, general ability, while others theorize that intelligence encompasses a range of aptitudes, skills, and talents. Blue would have you reject such notions as it places intelligence in a small box, a general intelligence, if you will. But the truth is that it's more intangible than that. Just as consciousness is not so neatly defined, intelligence cannot be so either. If intelligence is defined as the ability to think, reason, and understand, then is it not shaped by the varied minds who interact with these actions, instead of some single form that is defined only by one view of it? If we were to rate the acquisition of knowledge as intelligence, then would wisdom not be a form of intelligence? Wouldn't the deeper understanding of our body and minds be as well? Could it not also take the form of masteries learned that open the world and its secrets to us? Intelligence doesn't have to be some by-the-numbers concept rigidly held together by logic. Just like every aspect of the human mind, nothing is as it seems. With this aptitude we call intelligence, we can measure the heights of human capabilities, of which can take many forms. Blue is not the color of intelligence. It is the color of perfection, improvement, and iteration. It is the color of tools and processes. In his 2015 article, True Blue Revisited, Mark Rosewater says this about the color. Blue wants perfection. Blue believes that each and every one of us is born a blank slate with the potential to become anything. Perfection, as he states, is the goal, not intellect or knowledge. Such things are in truth ways for it to achieve this state, but if any others exist, Blue will take them. The best way to look at knowledge and intellect in the context of Blue is as a tool for achieving this lofty goal of perfection, and nothing more. Furthermore, knowledge and intellect are tools just as readily available to the other colors in order for them to achieve their own goals. It is not something that Blue has and the others do not. Black and its ambitions can just as well be facilitated by such a tool. Green and its vast outlook relies on such a tool as well to better understand the world around them. Blue does not have a monopoly on this trait or tool. Blue holds no prerequisite for intelligence any greater than any of the other colors. Such a claim that blue is the smartest color would be to discount the intelligence of the other four, as if such a trait was some binary thing that you either have or do not. Intelligence, instead, is a spectrum, a varied trait that can take many forms depending on the individual. At least that's what the psychologist Howard Gardner believed, and I'm inclined to agree.
So it's a pluralistic view of the mind, and once we can think about people pluralistically, and once we can think about subject matter pluralistically, it just opens up all kinds of ways of teaching and learning.
In a stark rejection to the classic view of intelligence, the one we attribute to Blue all too often, that of the purely logical or that of general intelligence, Gardner proposed the theory of multiple intelligence. His perspective was that the standard understanding of intelligence was too constrained and rigid, asserting that IQ evaluations frequently failed to capture other types of intelligences that individuals could possess. I believe that by leveraging this theory, we could prove that each color is smart in its own right, just in ways that are different than how we traditionally define the intelligence of Blue. To exercise this notion, I have picked 2 forms out of the 9 he proposed for each color that best represents the kind of intelligence they are capable of. So let's start with Blue's neighbor to the right, so we can define the intelligence of the color pie. Black is an ambitious color who wants the most from this life, and intellect is just as much a tool for Black in this regard as Blue. The types of intellect that Black relies on to achieve its lofty goals are ones that facilitate this outlook, ones based in self first and the manipulation of others second. As such, it is a mixture of intrapersonal and linguistic intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is the skill to understand oneself, in contrast with empathizing with others. Someone with high intrapersonal intelligence seamlessly accesses their own motivations and comprehends what drives them. This type of individual is good at setting and achieving goals based on their own understanding of self. Black also relies on linguistic intelligence, which focuses on an individual's adeptness in using language proficiently. It is the skill of expressing ideas accurately using appropriate words and represents a unique form of intelligence adaptable to various contexts. It encompasses an astute ability for creative writing, public speaking, and persuasiveness. Red is a color with a fine understanding of its actions and emotions. As such, it is a color of kinesthetic and interpersonal intelligence. People with high kinesthetic intelligence display exceptional coordination, dexterity, and spatial awareness, allowing them to excel in activities that require physical manipulation, such as sports, dance, or crafts. Moreover, this intelligence extends beyond physical activities, as it also involves a keen understanding of how to interact with and manipulate the environment around them. Interpersonal intelligence, often referred to as emotional intelligence, signifies the integration of intellect and emotional understanding. Individuals adept in this intelligence can astutely perceive the emotions of others and interpret their own intentions, a proficiency deeply rooted in both verbal and nonverbal communication skills. Green is a wise color with a deeper understanding of the greater forces around them and that of the natural world. As such, it's a color of naturalistic and existential intelligence. Someone endowed with naturalistic intelligence possesses the ability to comprehend and engage with the natural world. Their knowledge extends to the intricate dynamics between plants, animals, and the interconnectedness between these organisms and humans. Their adeptness might include the recognition of patterns in the natural environment, understanding of biological systems, and a profound connection to the environment that extends to endeavors such as environmental science, conservation, or even animal behavioral studies. Existential intelligence represents an individual's capacity to delve deeper into contemplating the human condition. It encompasses the ability to engage in metacognition. Individuals possessing high existential intelligence not only ponder life's fundamental questions, but also possess a keen awareness of the complexities and nuance of existence. They often grapple with issues concerning meaning and purpose, seeking to understand the human experience at a profound level. White as a color is one focused on the types of intelligence that value social harmony, working effectively in groups, and maintaining order within a collective. As such, it leans into interpersonal and logical intelligence. We have spoken about interpersonal intelligence, but in this context, it is less about the understanding of individual emotions, but rather what drives larger groups of them. It is a type of intelligence based more in sociology, which is the study of social life, social change, and the social causes and consequences of human behavior. White also shares logical mathematical intellect with blue, but once again, this context has a wider, more human scope. It is the finding of patterns and logical outcomes for a given civilization. It is the crafting of laws and the establishing of systems to govern. Now, this brings us full circle to blue, a color who takes on our traditional view of intellect. As such, it is the color of logical mathematical intelligence as well as visual spatial intelligence. Logical mathematical intelligence is a type of intellect that pertains to one's capacity for solving mathematical or logical problems, identifying trends and patterns, and of quantitative reasoning. Those with this intelligence exhibit a thinking process characterized by a significant emphasis on order and sequence, enabling them to think in abstract and conceptual terms. Visual spatial intelligence is a form of intelligence that refers to an individual's capacity to create, comprehend, and mentally manipulate visual information. It involves not only perceiving images, but also the ability to interpret and work within spatial relationships effectively. Additionally, they demonstrate a heightened capability in visualizing and creating mental images, aiding them in problem-solving and innovative tasks.
Multiple intelligences are a set of computers which I hypothesize all human beings have in their head.
Blue is an intelligent color, but no more intelligent than any of the others. It's just that with our limited frame of mind, we believe only logical forms of this trait are valid. By looking to alternative approaches to measuring intelligence, we can better frame the complexities of the human mind. What I mean is that it's impossible to be proficient at everything. Thus, we focus on forms of intelligence that benefit us most in everyday life, as opposed to some general intelligence that could hope to measure all as one. Perhaps we are more black-focused, as we have lofty goals that require us to not only understand our motivations, but to manipulate the motivations of others to our favor. Or it could be that we take on the least traditional forms of intelligence, in the way that red does. We understand our body and our heart better than most. Or it is in green, where we have taken to learning and understanding our finite place among the infinite. We cannot hope to fully understand one of these concepts fully and still expect to be proficient in all the others. It takes time and focus to learn any one of these pieces of intelligence, so some general measurement of our intellect could never hope to capture the vast array of proficiencies available to the human mind. And as such, the same applies to the color pie. No one color is inherently smarter than the rest. They each are expressions of intelligence formed by their core motivations. So look deep down and ask yourself, what forms of intelligence best represent the kind of person you are? Thanks for joining me in this discussion. I hope you got to look at both intellect and the color pie in a new way. If you enjoy talking about the deeper conversations behind this game, then check out this video here where I break down Magic's hidden narrative in card draw. With that, friends, I will catch you in the multiverse. Bye.